Bada boom, bada bing. Woo! Man, excited to get back in the podcast studio. Today I got an exciting show. And you know, you're on the Built for This podcast. And if you know what Built for This is, I mean, I'm sure some of you know it out there. I know it. I know my partners that are going to be on with me right now, they know it. If you have gone through the grit and you made it back to the top, or at least coming through it, the most important moments to share is how you got through that grit, right? So that's what the Built for This podcast is. And today we have sponsors today, so this is really good. I want to highlight who our sponsors are. We got Magic Flower. I've been working with Magic Flower for quite a long time right now. It was actually a terpene bud finisher, early bud finisher enhancer, but also what it's really turned into is an IPM, great affordable IPM. We'll post some of this on and show some of the data that we've been working on, a lot of beta testing over the last couple of years on this product, and it's pretty killer what we're finding out on some results for IPM. Super clean as well. You know me, super clean. Everything is super clean. The other one is Peaceful Pine Hemp. So Peaceful Pines Hemp is somebody I met out in Illinois, and I looked at their jars, and their flowers were absolutely incredible with the terpene structure on it. And as a hemp or THCA, different things that they have been growing out there was really interesting. And then smoking their flower was super clean too. And, you know, I'm a plant botanical guy. I'm a warrior for Mother Nature. And today's episode, I'm going to bring my guest right in right now. This is my great friend. Both of these are great friends, business partners, and been around with me for a long time. Concept and design and the next innovative things that are coming out on regenerative agriculture and changing this world back to responsible farming practices with mindful, ethical practices. I want to introduce Albin Adkisson, Gro-Kashi, and I want to introduce Tim McCormick. Tim McCormick is he's just a genius chemist behind the scenes that has always been the yin to my yang. Actually, both these guys really have. And, you know, welcome to the show, fellas.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. You, Albin, you want to introduce yourself a little bit? I probably didn't do a good enough job.
Oh, Lord. It's a pretty long bio, so I don't know if I want to eat up the whole episode with my
you don't
life
have to
story,
do that.
man.
We could put the bio in it, but just like, who's Albin? Tell me about Tell me about Soil King and Albin.
Well, I'm just a guy who's been traveling through the world of agriculture for most of his life, and I've been lucky enough to, you know, be counsel for quite a few important people in the industries.
Yep.
And I'm just very grateful to be here at this time right now.
I'm grateful you're with me too, man. Wait till we start digging into this. I can't wait for this episode. Mr. McCormick. Who's Mr. McCormick?
Oh, I am a pharmacy kid renegade gone organic agriculture. You know, my background stems from wanting to make natural medicine that just doesn't exist in the pharmaceutical industry. So I hopped over to agriculture about 12 years ago and just been digging in deep as to why our food's making us sick and why we don't use probiotics in any of our farming techniques. So I'm out here just slinging organic fertilizers, teaching people what's clean and what's not.
And we'll get into a couple of your projects here in a little bit. I want to really talk about, you know, if you know anything about bokashis or fermentative projects and products. I mean, Alan's he's the wizard at it, and been with me, educating me for so long. And it's just, you know, when you have a group of people that fit so well together, you know, it just stays for centuries. And we've been going down this road for a minute. Even all three of us. It was 2015, I think I met Tim there, and he was just a young kid visiting one of my seed to soul farms. And as soon as I met him, I was like, oh, this guy right here, we're going places. Like, and so I'm really grateful for you guys. But today's episode, we're going to talk about one of our new concepts and product launches called the Probiotic Farmer. And in the Probiotic Farmer, well, there's a lot of business structure for a lot of products that are coming out that we've been doing R&D testing, collecting data, beta, everything on for quite a while now, just getting ready to launch some of this stuff. But the Probiotic Farmer, I went into the AI studio with a developer of ours, of mine, that's been a great friend I've met out here in the Phoenix Valley, and he's like doing development on AI development for some of the biggest brands in the world, super successful, including NASA. So I mean, it's really awesome. And so talking about the Probiotic Farmer and how that works, I'm going to go ahead and bring one of you guys in, so I don't have to talk the whole show, and you can kind of deliver some deliverables on the concept design and how we plan on launching it and what the asset is for the user. Like, that's the most important thing. And where did we get it from? Like, where's the education come from it?
Let's go in alphabetical order.
There we go.
Sounds good.
So, when I left the dairy world and that industry and got into fertilizer, I was really wondering why these probiotic fertilizers had never taken hold, in our industry. And so I started making these bokashis, which to me is just small scale silage. But I was reading the Lean Startup, and it told me to start a beta testing group. And so I did that, and we had the Gro-Kashi beta testing community. And it went over so well that we decided to keep the party going, and we started calling ourselves, we switched the name from the Gro-Kashi beta testing community over to the Probiotic Farmers Alliance. Now, because this was always meant to be a lean startup beta community, we were lucky in that our members that are close to 30,000 now, it keeps bumping on that 30,000 number, but they filled our files area with all sorts of regenerative farming information and books. So all this time later, and having compiled that huge amount of information in our beta testing group and in my partner Tim's personal files, all his white papers and scientific papers, we were to be able to talk, no matter whether they were speaking in KNF, Korean Natural Farming, or One Straw Revolution, or biodynamic agriculture. No matter the style of organic agriculture, our members had filled that area. And so when we created Probiotic Farmer, it's really, imagine a probiotic farmer is a guy standing under an umbrella, and all the other farming styles are on that umbrella.
Yeah.
That's our AI. It can scientifically tell you why exactly so many of these practices are not foo-foo science whatsoever. They're very scientific. But it can also come up with great strategies on agriculture that a lot of us, if we were locked into one paradigm of agriculture, we would never think of some of these other ideas from other cultures. So that's Probiotic Farmer AI. And the reason we're so far ahead of the curve is because we've got around 13 years. Unless you have a time machine, you're not going to catch up to us right now. We've got organic information from that files area and our members, 13 years worth. So when you go in there and you ask any question, it already knows every style. It's like we're the MMA. You remember when MMA first started and there was the karate guy versus the grappler? You know what I mean? But pretty quick, everyone had to learn all the styles. Well, that's what a probiotic farmer is. He's the MMA of agriculture.
Yeah. Bam! That's what I'm talking about. Also, that 13 years you've had members, but members from around the world. Let's talk about when we're talking about members, like these are really, people that have, these are really intelligent people that are seeking a type of cultivation that really has been done ancient, but not brought up to where we are currently, that are doing, really great work.
And I can prove that because I teach a class here on my property for solid state fermentation, and they've been giving away. We have our PFA members that have come here, some from halfway around the world, from Africa, from Brazil, um, all over the place have come to my class on solid state fermentation because of that group. And if we
Yeah.
just look at the analytics on that group, it proves we've got traction worldwide.
Yep. Tim, how much data was that when you entered it? Like you collected it all. Like how big were the files?
I think cumulatively it was about a gigabyte of files uploaded initially into the source data. And that's the cool thing about this. Like you can go on ChatGPT 4.0 and you can ask it a bunch of questions and it can give you some broad generalized farming answers. Like how do I grow soy? How much nitrogen do I put down for corn per acre? You can ask it basic questions and it'll give you a basic response. But the really cool part about this tool we've made is that we've taken all of these files from Alan's 12 years and my 12 years and compiled them together through 24 years of cumulative experience and knowledge base and made that the vector source file to the AI. And that's why the AI performs so much better in a very specific agriculture manner compared to like just using ChatGPT-4 is because the reference point, the core basis that it's learned from is from the files that we have uploaded into it for regenerative and organic agriculture, from white papers to peer-reviewed research to books. Like you name it, all the latest, greatest organic research in the past 20 years have been uploaded into the core data file of this AI. So when you ask it basic farming questions, it actually gives it to you in a manner that is scientifically provable, but also is in an organic probiotic fashion. It's incredible.
Health. Yeah, it's so healthy. It's awesome. And so I know we've been spinning off on, we can go as small as growing tomatoes in your backyard or on a patio to, hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of acres of farmland, how to do conversions on what products to use, square foot, applicational rates. I mean, all the super important stuff. I know you're experiencing some of that yourself. What you want to highlight on that? Alan or Tim?
Alan, please.
No, I said maybe you were just doing it on. You were just talking to me yesterday on the soy farm you're working on, doing your calculations with it. You want to,
Yeah, so that's why I'm in a car right now. I'm on the road. I'm actually going to visit the 600-acre soy farm we're growing organically. And I don't know if you've ever talked to anybody trying to grow row crops, but nobody believes row crops, including the farmers, can be done organically. The weeds get too bad. You get half your yield. You can't handle the pest pressure. Don't make soft chemistry products, can't combat the bugs. I mean, there's every excuse under the sun as to why you can't do it. Everybody's so addicted to Roundup now that all the genetically modified seeds that they're planting, they pray and spray. They're aerial dropping Roundup from the sky out of planes onto their crops because it gives them the maximum surface area and still lets the corn grow. So we've been chronically addicted to these chemicals. So no one really understands how to organically grow a massive scale like 600 acres, or God forbid what I'm trying to do, which is 35,000 acres next year, or 2026 grow, all organically. And so what I've been doing in my experience is using this tool as my agronomist in my pocket, my certified crop advisor. I can ask it how many seeds do I need to put down per acre, and it'll tell me. It'll tell me what's the worst planting rate. Will tell me what the best planting rate is. It'll tell me what's overcrowded. It won't. It'll tell me how many. Tell me what bugs are in the area. I can put in there in southern Arkansas where I'm at. What are the top 5 problem pests on soy? And it'll give me the whole list. It'll tell me their life cycles. It'll tell me when to start spraying. It'll tell me when to go on the lookout for them. This AI tool, from like you just said, from small scale to how do I water my tomato plant to how do I grow 35,000 acres of organic soybeans, this tool performs. And I'm seeing it firsthand on this farmland of what exactly it's able to do. And it's essentially like an agronomist or your best virtual assistant in your pocket.
Man, that is just like, it's so awesome. And then watching Alan's excitement as he's going down the rabbit hole of what this tool has been spitting out. Even with me, it's just absolutely mind blowing, the things, because it 10X is everything I'm thinking of. Well, I'm going to ask it this. I'm going to go this. All of a sudden, I'm like, holy moly! It goes just like spitting out stuff. I'm super excited. How about your experience, Alan?
awe-inspiring. It's actually helped. If you know me and you know my story, you know I'm a visionary. And this thing has helped me to quantify some visions that I've had about the human brain and about agriculture. And it's been humbling that I'm able to express things now that, I mean, 10 years ago I was speaking at a United Nations Neuro Brain Power conference, and I really just couldn't get the message across that I was trying to get across. Now I believe I have the tools to do that. I I've shared this with several people, and it's helped them immensely with like finding government grants for regenerative agriculture,
Yeah.
helping them fill out the paperwork. I mean, what me and you used to spend $9,000 just to give someone to help us go through all the paperwork with
Yep.
CDFA for product
Yep.
registrations per product, and this thing's just knocking it out of the park. Also, let me tell you that this is the banker's best friend too, because it is helping to accurately judge the loans in their loan departments for regenerative agriculture and farming loans. I mean, we're just scratching the surface of this. It is the ultimate translator, or what did we say, as a tool? It's more of a like a diagnostic tool. Some of us old
Correct.
timers, we paid long dollars for the right diagnostic tool. This is cheaper than anything that we ever spent that kind of money on as a diagnostic tool across the board.
And
It'll help you fix an old tractor.
Yeah, it's
yep.
crazy. Yep.
And if I might add something to it, I mean the agronomists, the agronomy of it, these farms will pay $12 an acre for an agronomist to come out there. And I'm not saying this is going to completely replace your agronomist, but hot dang, if you can have a farmer with this tool go out there and have access to all the data in the world, like you have 2,000 of the greatest agronomists in your pocket, that's what you have with this tool. Because you can go out there and you can actually put together like how many pounds am I going to get per acre? What is that per square foot? What is that per plant? And you can ask it 3 questions and it gives you all the agronomics, all the data. So it's
Yeah,
the ability for like Alan said, for it to translate information to you as the grower, as the farmer, is at a ridiculously high level.
Because yeah, it's
yeah.
just
And it speaks to you so nicely. I mean, it's like Tony Robbins was explaining exactly how you would lay out your small farm, uh, or a one-room schoolhouse teacher. You know what I mean? It's like you and it are right there, and it gives you the steps, the protocols perfectly and easily to just get the job done.
and then talk about the fallacies. Asking it questions that are honest questions and things like that. Like,
Oh,
man, that was
so
like
so
super
here,
awesome.
Tim, do you remember when we asked on Facebook? We asked its AI Meta if it would do better if it used the Greek Trivium educational method.
Hmm. I do, and you broke it.
That
Yep.
so we have basically taken the best AI that's out there and put handcuffs on it, so it's not allowed to lie to you at all.
Hmm.
Um, Matter of fact, if you present it with information that is a lie, it'll tell you what type of logical fallacy is being used on you. It's like a firewall against, I can't wait till there's a closed system, because I think we're going to be sitting there as old folks in the old folks home reminiscing with this thing,
Yeah.
like the wisdom keeper. You know what I mean? At least we won't be lonely.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's super applicable to what we're trying to do here with this regenerative farming AI, this virtual assistant, is because it's all based in science. It's not some hippy dippy snake oil mumbo jumbo. It's legitimate science that is cited, and you can ask it, give me the scientific citations in MLA format, and it will give you all the articles it references in MLA format, so you can go through and check for yourself.
Yeah.
And then for it not lying to you is probably the most crucial factor of this whole thing, just because we're dealing with science here, and we need to be able to access reputable scientific data at the snap of our fingers, and that's what this AI brings to the table for gardeners, farmers, and growers alike.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have this, and we're bringing it. This is the first time we've talked about this in public so far. We've had some of the best fermentation, probiotic people in the world trying to break this thing, with coming back with results of, oh my God, what have you created? Which was super exciting, man. The feedback is just so awesome. This is a tool for Mother Nature. Like, we are an asset. This is like so cool to be part of this project, bringing it together and doing things for the right side, because we got so much things wrong. The recreation and remediation of what industrial agriculture has left behind. It's tools like this that are going to replace that and make it better and convert it back to real farmland again. Super excited. So if you guys could talk a little bit about a couple things you want to highlight on that, but let's talk about where we're going with this, what this looks like. What is somebody going to hear from us in the near future of a tool, and how do they get at? What's our design of launch with this product?
So I guess I can speak on that real quick. Just a brief 20,000-foot overview. So we have a prototype model, an alpha version. It's become fantastic. We were wondering if it's even worth the idea to even put money behind, and we have been impressed this whole way through. So now within the next 6 months, we're going to be fundraising our first seed capital round, and we're going to get a beta version online for everybody to start using it. It'll come with a low subscription price, just to kind of qualify everybody, make sure you actually want to use it, and then that'll allow us to pay the development team so we can keep this going to a market-ready product. And so that'll be probably the next 6 months. We're going to be making and refining the beta version, and then after that, we're going to be getting the full market product to market. And we'll probably have a couple different tiers. We'll probably have a basic tier, a professional tier, like an enterprise tier. But that'll be coming down the pipeline here after we figure out how to get this into a beta app.
And what about marketing opportunities for brands and products out there with something like this?
Oh man, I mean, we're looking at this being our best salesman. People ask it, I have spider mites, what do I do? It can recommend the right product, the product we know that we've tried and that it's true. We have a tool that just recommends the products that we've already vetted out. So, it helps out our customers. It helps out the companies that are on the similar mission that we're on.
Awesome. We got about 5 minutes left. Alan, I need to hear from you, man. The people need to hear from Albin Adkisson.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think what I want to do with this 5 minutes is ask you guys a question.
Yeah, love it.
Sure.
So I've been doing a lot of reflection lately and listening to some of the people from my past, and one of the greatest things that I ever heard was, and I'll put it this way, being that we spend most of our time on this subject, is teaching agriculture worth giving up our lives for?
Answer 100% yes. Right off the cuff. Absolutely.
Of course.
All in.
It's the only way we stop being sick. It's the only way we make clean food.
And so that's a good why, huh?
Yeah, it's a good why.
Sure is.
Well, I think that this is the best. I think this is the best how that we've come up with so far. Because me, or Tim, we can't be everywhere. This can be everywhere, and it's so much wiser than any of the three of us anyway. So I think this is the best. I think this is our best endeavor so far.
Me too. Me too. We've been waiting for this education. We've been doing it for many, many, many years. And now we have this tool that's not only giving everything we've put into, the coffers of data collecting, life, beta testing, cultivation, and everything, but it's delivering us so much more. like for me, the tool, time is important. I don't know about you guys, but time is super valuable. And when you call consultants or attorneys and they charge you all this money and you get shit results, like this is it, man. I'm so honored to have you guys as my partners in this endeavor, and I'm just grateful, even outside of that we've made it through so much, and with business structures and everything we've all gone through, and here we stayed solid as the tres amigos right here, just solid. So I love you guys, man. This has been great. We're going to keep going at it. You guys follow all of us. You got Albin Adkisson, Gro-Kashi. You got Tim McCormick. How do people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at PFI_Tim.
Albin's at...
You can find me through the Soil King.
That's right. You just look it up. He's with me. You find right through me. So, great having you guys on here. I love Probiotic Farmer. There's so much more to this we're working on that we want to tell everybody, but we can't right now. And so many different avenues of new products that are coming out outside of this AI project that we're doing. So we're super excited. Thank you guys for coming in. I know you guys are built for this. I know I'm built for this. So we're built together for this. Thank you for coming in, man. I'll see you guys on the next round. Boom. One more to our sponsors. We got right here, Magic Flower, right? We get more on that. I'll tell you more. And Peaceful Pines Hemp. You got the Soil King.